Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the matchup here between Evil Geniuses and ATK. We're going into map 2. ATK managing to close things out on Inferno. We didn't see how they did it, but they did do it. So, see if they can do much the same here on Mirage, their own map pick. If you're just joining us now, ATK playing with a stand-in in Rec, and also Bodenmaster playing from the Swedelands with about 120 ping. There are added challenges to this, but still were able to handle EG and, in fact, come back from a substantial deficit. Hext, you'd love to make another deficit for ATK to try and overcome here.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention Swisher had that ace in overtime to power them on forward, and George, well, he's going to try to get his team right on the right track again here with a headshot onto Swish. 5v4, Rec. Oh, he's going to get blindsided here. Yeah, George doing work, and I mean, he's a player that Evil Geniuses really wanted to see get off to a hot start early, as Hex takes care of DJ with the dualies. He should be able to get another one onto Foden, more than likely. Yes, he does, and missed him, the last one standing. He does get one onto Junior Mike, but wow, Evil Genius is dominating this pistol.
A little ambitious from Junior, but I can understand trying to just put a stop to this round. Now with no utility as well, you can't really cover off either side. So Hex just walks out, gets the temple shot. Put this one to bed. Nicely done there for the Evil Geniuses. Another hot start, potentially on deck, and no bomb plant either means any force buy. Well, it'll be putrid.
Yeah, I mean, just going to be a full-on eco here for ATK, I should say full-on save. They do buy the deagle, but that is all they'll purchase for the round. Missed him, can't hit anything with it, and he will go down by the wayside. That probably means that ATK will get filtered out here by the rifles of Evil Geniuses, and the SMGs, of course, and even pistols, because Junior sticks with the dualies and does some damage for himself. That's oftentimes the case here for the CT side oppers, right? They often like to go for those dualies.
Yeah, we've been seeing it get a little bit more popular, right? It basically just prevents you from having to reinvest and then try and buy something over the AWP for the actual gun round. And now you see why. It works especially well when you don't lose a body against the eco. So, all good here. Move on into that up and let's see what you got. He was the hot hand on Inferno. Let's see if those hands are going to heat back up here on Mirage.
I mean, it's a perfect map for him. He's always been strong here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another great performance from Junior. The one player who's itching for action has to be George, though. He knows that he didn't play as good as he could have on Inferno, and if he had, maybe it would have been a different result.
Maybe. Starting to heat up there towards the end, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
4-0 to start here. That's always a nice sign. Hex deleted. And with the rifles out, the site is taken. A flank is on here from George, but they're going to need George to pop off if they're going to have any hope of this one. Great hold potential. You've even got a player deep in here on the smoke fade. George is a dead man, and that should seal the deal. It should be a safe call already. They've got the op. That's certainly worth saving. They've got full belts of util just about in these remaining players.
Yeah.
And they got no chance to really mount this retake. That is a great start into the guns for ATK. Decisive take.
Yeah, I mean, just the bonus round, right, for Evil Geniuses, but still, you're right. A very decisive take, only hexed on the site, not really much support for him, so once he goes down with that MP9 in hand, he just can't really do much more, and that triggers the save to come through for the Evil Geniuses. ATK do crack that scoreboard, and the better news for them is they don't lose a body in the process. Rec was ridiculous for ATK on Inferno. I mean, there wasn't a moment when he wasn't implicated in some way. Like, he was everywhere.
Bit of a legend for them. I'll be hoping for more of that for sure. Always nice when you have a stand-in and they can just frag out, frankly. I mean, it's Rec's been playing with them consistently through this season, right? So at this point, he's integrated into the roster, frankly. But there's still that dimension of, okay, well, a lot of their focus would have been on prepping for Pro League. Rec is part of that, but not part of that. It's a weird place to be in as a player. So being able to put any doubts about that out of your mind and just make things happen, that's good to see. There's a player boosted up here. Walco not getting cleared. He gets 1, 2 out of it. Junior here as well. They tried to rinse and repeat the same round, and this time their bluff got called. Not quite the chase on. If they find this kill and rush, well, it's not going to matter. I was going to say that's a bomb site. But missed him, can't finish his food, and so now Bowden is all on his lonesome. With 5, count them, 5 targets to find.
Ay.
I don't think he's even getting the first.
Nah, nada. Junior takes him down, and all 5 players survive this time for EG. It's even more important on the CT side because you got to get that economic foundation built up quickly, and they will do exactly that. What a great usage of the MP9s, right? You put them both on the B site, you boost Walco up, you heavily stack it, gambling that ATK would come in that direction. They absolutely do, and no one clears boost spot. You got to do it, ATK. You got to at least have one person look in that direction, and Walco steals away a second frag as well, and that was pretty much the round signed, sealed, and delivered in favor of EG. And Junior tags missed him, trying to get out towards mid, and missed him. Lucky to escape with his life because a nade was chasing him.
Hex is solo dolo here again. ATK not dissuaded after the last round. They're just coming right back in, but there's op support from Catwalk, and again, it's not going to work out terribly well for ATK. Missed him finding a kill in mid might open up some possibilities, but Bowden's just trying to bail out. And meanwhile, look at George. He's in their spawn. George is in your walls. Where does he want to go with it? If he goes top mid, he could catch Bowden in rotation. That seems to be the ticket, but he's very slow in developing this. Obviously, no information on these players. I'm not even sure Bowden Master was spotted in his angle. So actually, weirdly, there's a free A site. Despite 4 players being alive, Evil Geniuses are really not risking much here towards A, knowing that they isolating the players could lose them bodies. They'll play for the retake. That is a blessing for ATK.
Wow. That's wild that they get the bomb plant in this situation and potentially the round as well. I mean, Mistim is very low, only 16 HP and 116 HP combined here for the 2 players. But, you know, bomb plant, now they can set up, maybe find one. And then once it's only a 2v3, anything can happen. George should be able to spot out one here as he comes through this smoke because Bowden's not really watching his flank. He's paying more attention towards CT, flicks back and forth. Walco pops out. Here comes George trying to make a difference. There it is. Bowden's down. Only missed him, left with 16 HP. He does get one, maybe the second. No, Hex denies him, and that will be that. But ATK at least get a bomb plant out of the round.
Yeah, it's something. Not exactly ideal, and for ATK now we've seen a lot of B takes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of B takes. Not even great utility on these B takes for the most part, just kind of running it down. Time to throw another angle at this one, I think.
Yeah, no question. I think they're just looking back on that success they had, like, oh, that one round, you know, we took down Hex. It was really nice, and yeah, definitely.
I mean, honestly, if they get past Junior's op angle on the last and they just dogpile out, it might have worked out, but
you couldn't get past the op. They didn't even try to section off with util.
No, and he's pretty dang good at Junior right now. Flashbang over. This is going to be the A take. Util down. Kill found. It's looking good. Rush and George combining for a lot. Jumping through smokes. That won't be the ticket. It was a limited round. They don't have a ton of util. They didn't have a ton of weaponry. They just kind of threw a set and tried to get out, and they did not get out.
Yeah, and as opposed to Inferno where ATK were losing rounds, but they were hanging in there, this time it's just they're getting pummeled. Right? They're really not able to show much of anything yet, aside from that 1 round victory that they had on Evil Genius's bonus round. So still, we need to see something more from ATK Mirage, although they're slow starters. Bowden. Going out here towards mid. ATK already have 3 players out here. EG are ready to respond. One from underpass and the other one from connector. Miss him and Bowden deal them. Both killing blows, though. Finally, something to speak of for ATK with this mid control gained.
Punish the aggression. A fight for mid. EG trying to go for looks and not finding anything. And this is what the doctor ordered. ATK not just hitting a site, trying to make something of this mid control. What's the maneuver for EG? They're going to gamble. They're going to shift over towards B, play in a pack, give themselves potentially the number advantage. And there's a fight coming here by the bricks. There's a fight coming here by the bricks on Catwalk.
Oh.
And here comes the post around. Hex gets one. Junior. Damage and kill in towards the apartments. This is going to reroute that bomb.
But it's
But 1 for 2. It's not catastrophic yet. Swisher's solo.
The bomb's
That's
still going
it.
B.
They lost focus. They lost focus on this, and it's going to have to be Rec. They're not going to read his position. They think that bomb's headed towards A. A plant will come through here for Rec, but now he's got to pull off a 1v2. He has been good. 40 seconds. Rec, you got to take what you got. You got to plant the bomb. Oh, he just spotted the player slipping away. He wants his kill. But Rush is now posted on it. If he chases this, Rush has a very good chance to frag him out. He's dropped him. He knows where they both are. He knows where they both are. Molotov down. The op can't stick on the angle. A 1v1 now allowed. Rec, he's risked so much, but in doing so, he has profited. He's got so many choices about where he wants to play this in the post. Bit of a cheeky angle, especially up against an AWP. If he goes searching, Junior might just find him. Oh, the shot goes wide. And Rec chasing it down. No health here for Junior. Next bullet wins it. Next bullet that connects wins this round. Junior dancing around the pillars. May have just given him the slip. Rec throws it up. A new angle, a new shot, a new chance. The stand-in man, he needs no friend.
Oh my goodness. Rec saving the round for ATK. It was absolutely catastrophic at the beginning of it, but I shouldn't say catastrophic at the beginning of it. The mid-round was catastrophic, and then Rush gets that 2K, but afterwards, Rec risks it, right? He could have gone for the bomb plant and said, okay, I'll be happy with the plant and go for this 1v2. Instead, he goes for a fight to try and make it a 1v1, succeeds in doing so because he catches off the legs of Rush. He's looking through the broken wall, and then wins the round in the 1v1 against Junior, who misses an important shot. Bowden gets the opener there, but now Junior is going to trade it right on back against Mistim, and now it's getting a little more interesting. It feels like ATK have activated here on Mirage.
Swisher trying to get aggressive here in connector. George didn't finish that kill off. This gets weird now. They're trying to chase this with nades. They know Swisher's here. And eventually they will kill him. Okay. That one took a while. And the problem is, in the meantime, players have gotten out on towards the site. This bomb's going down. They were so focused on this. But still an advantage here in the retake. EG have been very content to allow these A-takes on, playing retake in most of their rounds.
Yeah, they're allowing a lot of bomb plants.
They are. Flashbang in. Crack on the angle. Gets caught by the second. Now they know he's here. A third flash out. You're never going to see anybody.
Goodness.
Flash after flash after flash. Great chain utility there for EG. And if utility goes up, there just shouldn't be much Bowden can do. He's going to save.
This is something that Junior also brings to the table. He's got excellent utility usage in flashes in particular, and you saw it there on display. He doesn't always have to do it with the op. Oftentimes he's setting up his teammates for success, and ATK, after going on a little bit of a run and waking up a bit, that time, EG were just clinical. 6-2. ATK should have a buy up in the bank here. They absolutely do. Bowden's going to get the op. It's going to be a K's for Mistim and Rec, and maybe a Mac 10 or a Galil for DJ and Swisher.
Another slow start to a map for DJ as well.
DJ, I talked about this before, but it feels like he doesn't necessarily have a role on this team. Like he hasn't really been fragging. He doesn't necessarily do that much with utility. Doesn't entry. Doesn't go for openers that much. I don't know.
He's typically, in most of his teams, operated as a bit of a lurk, at least recently.
Yeah.
But hasn't necessarily had a ton of success with it on this map.
No.
Or on this team, rather.
He's a really good player, but, I mean, he just hasn't found his role on this team, I guess is my point.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way. Junior posted on this angle. They risk it without util. There will be a casualty. Just had to give a think for a second. But Bowden's crosshair was over Junior way back in market, right? And I was trying to think if you... I mean, there's no world where you would know, but if you knew, is there a way that you could bang that? No, it's way too thick.
Yeah.
No chance, no how.
Maybe
no
in
way.
Source 2.
But maybe in Source 2. Yeah, in Source 2, the op, you can spend a little extra for wall piercing rounds. They have little drills on them.
Yeah.
Beyond armor piercing, you have to have like little drill rounds where
Oh.
you can wall bang through everything.
It's got like a second firing mechanism.
Yeah, it's a railgun shot. You get one around, and it just goes through the entire map. It's like an ult. You know, because those
No,
are always
no.
so good in
Let's
games.
not bring that to Counter
Those are always
Strike. Let's
so
not
good
even
in
joke about
games.
it, please.
George, I think, just heard a footstep. I think DJ
Yeah.
made some noise getting into this position. He's going to get that first. DJ drop, but there's trades available. Bowden under pressure. And
Oh,
okay,
wow.
the Cavalry's here in the nick of time. X alone. Time is a major concern. Where's the bomb? Okay, should be able to plant safe. That, I don't think Hex can deny. He's still try. That rep damage to the block is not a bad idea, but it was complete guesswork, of course. This is winnable. They're so low. They're going to withdraw. They don't want to get even close. And I love this play from Rek, actually. Going around the world. Hex is wary that a player could have been in jungle. He hadn't cleared it. But Rek is going to find the perfect timing, and it works out. It's a great way to play a post plant when you're low in the numbers, especially when you know there was a smoke to guys off your initial move. And it works out beautifully for ATK.
That was ridiculous. I mean, ATK looked like they were going to fall by the wayside, and all of a sudden they just storm out in 4 frags in 2 seconds. It's just picture perfect. A case of where every player does their job, watching the right angle, and no real possibility for a response from Evil Geniuses. That's impressive. So low were 3 of the 4 players, and they still made it work and Rek. I mean, what's not to love about the way he's playing? I mean, he's making the right decisions in terms of rotations. He's coming around and catching players on flanks, and he's hitting all of his shots for the most part. So, yeah, Rek has been a standout player for ATK here, and if they win this series, he deserves a huge amount of props. Swisher, though, is going to get the entry this time. George trades out 1 and the second. Here we go, George. At least for a moment, makes things interesting for EG.
Still definitely interesting into the retake. The question is, what can DJ find? Been talking about him. Here's the chance to crash that goose egg. Oh, no, just go a little further. DJ, you got the right idea. And he's going to get that kill. Okay. Thought that moment might have been slipping him on by. Junior might still have a chance to bring back this frag, but the smoke is going to make his life difficult. Bomb planted in the open. Swisher with the read. And this one's over. What a time for DJ to activate.
Yeah. I mean, maybe heard us call him out, and he's like, okay, I'll show you what I can do here. And
There's
I mean,
where he's lethal, right? Lurking up, making the individual reads on a position, because he's got a lot going on up in the ticker, right? He's IGL'd for teams at a time. He's a very veteran player, massively experienced, and all of that experience leads to some very interesting plays when he's operating as a lone unit.
I think, yeah, you got to try and activate him more in that lurk role. There's no question about it. And even DJ himself, I mean, he said it. He said, I don't feel like I'm playing the way I need to be on this roster right now. So he's fighting the crosshair, but at least in that situation, made it work and capitalized for a couple of frags to bring ATK up to 4. So that slow start again for them here on Mirage, but they have now found their rhythm and are facing off against an EG team that doesn't have much of an investment at all. So they're going to gamble stack here on the A site with George having that 5-7. And George hasn't been too bad so far in Mirage.
No. He's been spicy. He's someone we highlighted. And I mean, this is the ideal situation for EG, right? You were saying, oh, maybe Hex is taking some of that shine from George. Well, on this map, both of them are hitting. And that's about as good as you could be hoping. Especially because they play towards either side of the map, right? Hex primarily on B. George doing a lot of work here on the A site. Missed him. Maybe saying, hey, maybe don't bring the bomb here. Don't bring the bomb here. Bowden, get the heck out of Dodge. Run, Bowden. Run. They're all here. It's a stack.
Okay.
That was interesting. The pistols baited so that Rush could figure out where Swisher was and then punish him. Now there's 2 AKs found. 1 AK found. I was going to say there's a question about whether you attempt this, but now George needs to try and hide.
Yeah, which he will. All right, well, just pistols in that round, and in fact, only 1 purchased up. That was in George's hands. And he will get the AK saved on forward. But ATK on a nice little run here. I believe that's their 4th in a row. And Rek is really leading the charge. Swisher as well. I think it's been the Swisher and Rek show so far here for the ATK squad. Not only here on this map, but the previous one.
It's reminiscent of Inferno 2, isn't it? Right? EG, nice pistol rounds, off to an early
start,
lead,
right? Yeah.
ATK just start to claw it back after looking rather clueless in some of those early rounds, right? The just committance in towards B, but they're identifying, they're processing. checking through the information. Identifying the weak points.
I think Rec has really helped them, though. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
definitely.
question. That one round, the 1v2 that he pulls off is a large reason why they're able to build this type of momentum up.
I mean, he also has a 3K. He has some seriously impactful rounds.
No question.
5 kills may have come in 2 rounds, but you'll take it. You will take it. Standoff towards mid is going to be spicy. George, forced out by the Molotov, has to give up the ground. You got a player in ladder as well, and Walco and Hex look like they want to fight for Cat. This could be a problem for Hex. He's pulled off the site. It's just going to be this catwalk presence. If they come booming out of apartments like it looks like they're poised to do, Hex is not ready for it, and now there's an op posted on him. Oh, no swing on the first. Bowden. That ping costing him again, but it's okay. His sacrifice was not in vain. This bomb is down. The save is going to be called. EG are out of here. We got a tight scoreline, John.
Oh, another great take of that B site there for the ATK squad. It wasn't working out for them early on, right? They kept going back to it and were rebuffed repeatedly by Evil Geniuses. But that time around, wow, great work. Bowden misses his shot, but his sacrifice, like you mentioned, not in vain. The trade is right there. And then shortly afterwards, they make quick work of the other 2 players, and Evil Geniuses are immediately forced onto a save before the bomb is even planted. Fantastic recovery here for ATK on their T side. They're building up the bank. They're keeping players alive here. Rifles continue to flow on through, and on the other end, it's the opposite. Money is in the tank, at the bottom of it anyway. 2 A1Ss at least saved through, and Evil Geniuses could justify a force here, but I think a half buy would be a better decision.
So if the money's in the bottom of the tank, do you have to like reach through gas to get it? Is the implication here?
I suppose.
What kind of a tank? Are we talking like with treads, or are we talking like a tank full of something?
A tank full of something, I would say. Yeah.
Right. So is it like one of those like double dare challenges, and it's full of slime, and you got to sift through the slime to get the money? I think that's what's going on here. Junior, he's sifting through the flames. He's finding himself a frag. Flashbang back in. That's going to be another. That's a bomb as well. And he slips the gap away from Bowden. Again, maybe that would be quick enough on the trigger, but not with this ping. Junior continuing to fight towards Palace. He's making himself a nightmare. Bowden's got the bomb, though, and he's away. But look at this position for George. He's just got to lower the USP. But a USP can do a lot of things if your opponent's not looking the right way at the right time. Bowden got an idea that this could be happening, but again, ping's going to be a nightmare for him. He's just got to try and predict these shots, and he's still going to hit it.
Wow, nice shot.
But now the chase in. Look at this. 2 more players coming hunting for that C4. They don't want to let it slip the gap. And he's got support. DJ here.
Wow.
Hewing these footsteps off. Walco's activating. This could be so bad for DJ, and he's going to get his bell rung. Pressure on in a big way. Rex got out in a cheeky spot. He's going to get the kill on the player stairs. They can pinch the ramp. But they still have to kill them. And Bowden sees another one there. How does he read this? He doesn't even know where to go. Up. There's still a player catwalk. Bowden is low. 5-7 could be enough, but Rex coming in to clear this. He knows he has to keep his teammate safe, and gets the one, but it's down to the clutch again for Rex. 30 seconds to operate. Just a pistol, and Hex gets the headshot. Couldn't miss a bullet.
Jeez, I mean, I can't believe Hex pulls that one off. He jumps down, doesn't give away the audio cue because of how quick he is to make that decision, and then manages to clutch out the round where Evil Geniuses didn't have that much to work with aside from the 2 A1Ss, and I thought they dropped the ball at one point, being a little over-aggressive in towards T-spawn, and very disjointed. I would say not only on Evil Geniuses' side, but ATK as well. And finally, Evil Geniuses are able to close out what was a very chaotic round. So they have a slim lead once more, but the money, it's actually pretty good because of the fact that they were able to keep 3 rifles on forward from that previous round and upgrade from the pistols. Here comes ATK, though. They're already up towards Sandwich. Junior gets the opener. Walco gets a second, perhaps even a third on the way, but Button missed and deliver 3 frags in a row to crack open this A site.
Bowden master. Ooh, that looked bad. Thought the flashbang had caught them both, but DJ, his vision clears in time to keep that from getting completely out of hand. Here. A duel here. The shot missed on the initial. And DJ, you don't want anything part of that. He's just getting out of there. He knows his life is way more valuable than just trying to risk it on the frag, and they've done enough. Junior will back away. 7-all. ATK one more round in the half, but they've knotted things up once again. They have to be so very pleased with how this half has gone.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, given the way it started and how it's going right now, they have gained all the momentum. They've seized control of it, despite the fact that they just lost that semi-eco round against EG. They struck right on back and didn't look too bothered by it at all. 15th and final round of play here in this first half, and I mean, look, EG had the advantage in the opening moments, but Bowden huge with 2 frags. I mean, we already talked about it on Inferno. Yes, there are moments when that ping becomes a bit of a problem when he's holding those angles on CT side, but on T side, not as much. Timeout going to be called here. This is an EG timeout.
What's the strat? They're going to get cheeky with it?
Maybe some aggressive mid-control. Maybe go for some aggressive mid-control like they tried before. It failed them the last time they attempted it, but try to make something up.
Hear me out. Simultaneous, palace, and ramp aggression.
Okay.
Just take everything. And push apps. Just take everything. Spawn in 2 more players. Fight for Cat as well. Fight everything all at once, all the time.
The ever-elusive spawn in 2 more players.
I mean, look, if any roster would have the player base to do it, it would be EG. At least until they drop their next roster. For the moment, EG White is still part of this. Junior, going to be enough for 2 offers right now. Finding an early pick. That's a nice find. They've bunched up here on towards B. They read the play from ATK, and this is such a nice read indeed. The gamble paying dividends. Swisher's out the window. He's to his death. This one's over. Bowden alone. Give it a look. He'll give it a try. He'll find the first. Oh, but no more. What a read from EG. They take the time, they pause it, and they say, all right, what play is EG going to go back to after this pause? What are they going to do off the rip? What's been old reliable? That fast B play. ATK trying to catch them off guard, trying to do the tempo setter, but that was their plan all along. EG, a little bit of gamesmanship to send us to the halftime break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Give me all of your lies, 'cause you're my demon in disguise. I learned to love the cage you keep me in, but the walls keep closing in, and I don't wanna die, but your poison feels so right. Why do I want you when you're bad for me? My perfect storm, my beautiful
One round, all that splits these two teams as we head into the second half of play. Evil Geniuses, after another hot start, cool right off. And they could use another pistol round here because this is a ferocious ATK now on the favored side of their own map pick. With just a few more rounds to potentially close out the 2-0 and advance further on here.
Here come the smokes for Evil Geniuses. And the execute on forward. You're right, they do need a pistol here. And, well, Rek gets his bell rung. Luckily, he's still alive here to continue firing off those bullets from the USP. George is going to get the plant immediately. Bowden does manage to strike first against Junior, but the trade is immediately there from Hex. And now in the post-plant, do they have a kit? They don't. So ATK need to get a move on here and get some frags quickly.
Swish isn't possibly the worst spot to use the dualies. He's still going to get a kill.
Still works.
Why not? Okay, all right. Rush here by
Rush.
Palace facing. This could be bold. Blocked. They're going to be able to section off Mistim. Mistim got that kill on the Palace player first, though, and it's plenty of time. That was actually so huge. Rush is supposed to be the insurance policy, but he's fighting, and that leaves him exposed, so he can't withdraw like a turtle back into his shell. It sets up his teammate for the play, but they're just so quick. Mistim getting that kill before he dies, that's what wins them the round.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, also the dualies help you win the round when you have 30 bullets available and you can just spam into your opponent knowing his position as well. So yeah, there you have it. ATK do manage to take the pistol, and I would say the momentum still swings in their favor. Even though Evil Geniuses were able to take that 15th round in a decisive way, it's an isolated round victory again. ATK upgrading to a couple of rifles here, expecting, of course, the force buy to come through for EG because they got that bomb plant. Junior risks it to try and get a shot off with the scout, but connects on nothing and takes about half health of damage. Bowden very aggressively postured towards the top of mid in the early part of the round, but quickly falls off and says, look, I just wanted to have a peek, poke and a prod. I'm going to fall back here. It's all good. Back to safety, as Evil Geniuses are really biding their time in the early moments of the round. Haven't yet postured for a hit on either bomb site as they're playing defaults.
Keeping this presence outside of A, though. Trying a little bit of mid play. Looking like it's going to be a bit of a split in here. In summation. Problem is, Bowden going to make that a little awkward. Take out the mid presence. Now they can feel a lot more comfortable at the safe side defense. Player into the Balk. Presence already found from Bowden. He's having so much impact, even with just one kill. 1 3/4 at this point. Molotov down. Going to make life difficult for Mistim, but he's got the smoke prep for it. So they haven't cleared that position just yet. They're trying desperately. And they will eventually be able to do so, but time's going to become an issue. Rek is back on the scene. Rek finds 2 before expiring. The health on Junior could become a serious concern here.
And no smokes.
Next. They can't withdraw. They can't bail out. They've withdrawn towards Tetris for the moment, but that just leaves them exposed over the smoke. It's all on to Junior. He's got a Khalil. He's got the bomb. He's got 15 seconds. He has to risk this, and risk it he shall.
There's just no way he can cross. I mean, they used all their utility already, had no smoke to section off connector, and that was really their undoing. They tried to take the fight, but one, they got caught off on the boost over the smoke, and then the second one, well, I mean, just couldn't get to the site. There's no health left for Junior to take the fight with DJ. So there it is, ATK, again, taking the lead into the second half for the first time. It definitely feels like a replica of Inferno. Rush charging out here. He's gonna get nothing. Rek shuts him down. Just pistols here for EG, and look at the aggression now. ATK bringing the fight to EG.
That they are. In a big way, Rek catches one. And sticking through the smoke, and this one's clean. No better way to start your economy off here. What ATK have been able to do. But here's the first gun round. For ATK, these was usually when they were getting involved in halves. Now for EG, they got to do much the same. Limitations, Rek's MP9. That's really the only one.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see them not stick to the 2 MP9s, right? Because now Mistim's economy is kind of in the gutter.
He's not about it. He's not about it. He wants the rifle, long-range angles. Let's see. A win will justify everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to play the long game if you just win, John. It's very simple.
Whoa.
Getting cheeky under Balk, perhaps. It seems like they're going to threaten A. There's the rotation from mid to potentially reinforce, but this could get spicy. They're trying to do it via contact. Rex now been spotted. He's going to get one. Anything out of that position is good. He takes a second as well. They're not using utility to clear him. They wanted to save the Molotov, and it's going to cost them. Big kill from Junior, but the smoke's going to make him uncomfortable. He has to withdraw. He has to turtle up. Meanwhile, look at Hex. Hex is out on B, and they're going to try and rotate his resolve. Missed him. You better get the gun out. He's got them stuck. I think he was hurt. I think he was hurt. And Walco's going to be able to capitalize, so now they might be able to route around and join their comrade, but that being spotted, how is this red? Do they realize Hext is here? They should have an inkling that it could be happening, but they're going back towards A. They're going to pinch A instead. It's every which way.
I think Hex got an audio cue of some kind and realized they were rotating around to the B site and said, hold on, guys, don't go to B, go back to A. They think we're going in the other direction. This is brilliant for EG.
Being led around by their nose. ATK totally out of position here. The bomb will go down. I'm curious about whether they attempt this retake. If they don't, the buy is phenomenal into the next round. But there's a real chance here, especially with Walco low, and I think that's confirmed damage as well. Kit on DJ, time's not as much of a concern, but they're taking their time with it. Slow into these angles, and 2 players playing ramp. This is about the nightmare scenario in terms of positioning. It's going to be very tough to unseat them. Major concern that op shot on. That might be enough to dissuade them. Swisher sticks in the angle. Now the question becomes, can DJ find these kills on the exit? It would be quite a coup for the team.
No,
he's mollied. Good precaution.
Yeah. Definitely. And EG will secure that round. Very back and forth in the early goings, but they managed to tilt the scales in their favor thanks to Hex's positioning and, of course, all the information he was able to relay to his team. So, only a 1-round lead again for ATK. And another timeout called. Both teams using their timeouts very liberally here throughout this series. This time it's ATK calling for that. Want to discuss things a little bit further heading into this next round, as it will be a critical one for their economy. They did manage to build it up early, but already the money has run out. Can EG crack another round through and tie us up once more, or will ATK finally take firm possession of momentum and perhaps the series? Junior coming around here, hits the shot, but it's on the leg onto missed him, so he stays alive a little bit longer.
George dynamically up into mid. I don't think they realize he's here. This is where George starts to thrive. They have no idea he got across. Gonna be a flashbang to set him up. There's the peek. There's the kill. And the second one finished off as well. Just barely, but George gets it done in the nick of time. And now ATK under massive pressure right off the rip into this round. 30 seconds have gone by, but their chances have gone with them.
A little bit of a labored spray there for George, but the important part is that he got the job done.
Rex spotted Rush. Got that info. He can't stick around to fight this forever, and that's exactly why. The pressure's coming back the other way. He still gets the kill. Bob doesn't know quite which way to route. And in the meantime, DJ collects. This is the problem with this slow, methodical style, is it does present a lot of opportunities.
And they're all in different locations, Mike, right now.
They're
all
totally
3 players.
Isolated. You're absolutely right. They're going to start to group. Rush will come back around, but in the meantime, they're very exposed. Time ticking on by, 45 seconds. I mean, the same can be said for the CTs, but they've got a lot of ground to cover. It's individual duels. It's high variance, 35 seconds. DJ's still here, and at this point, I don't even think Hex knows where he's playing from. So Utility's going to start to sail towards B. What kind of damage can DJ still do here on the site? They might think he's giving this up. He's going to come into support. Creep around for Hex. Is he ready for this? He is indeed. That's snappy. The trade's there. So away we go again. We go again right back into the fray. Junior posted up. Time's starting to become a real issue. The op creeping in, but Junior's quicker on the trigger.
It's the ping difference too, don't forget.
Yeah.
But wow, Junior coming through again at the important moment. And I talked about timeouts being used liberally. There is another one called, and I believe this time it's by, oh, it's actually ATK again. So they're using another one of their 4. And I mean, that one could have gone their way, but it's just Junior standing on his head to ensure that the evil geniuses are able to come through and take that one. So again, we are tied up. It feels like, Mike, it's already written in the stars, this one, because it's going to go the full 30.
I mean, I thought so, right?
Yeah.
These are two teams that are very close. The question becomes, if ATK didn't have the ankle weights of Bodemaster playing with ping, of not having a set 5, would EG be able to keep pace? And I don't have an answer to that, but I do have an answer to the fact that it's very neck and neck as it stands.
Definitely. And I don't even think that the sub is a hindrance at all to ATK.
No.
Rex topped the scoreboard twice. He's at 18 here.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. He has been so phenomenal for them. This cheeky mid play looked like it might catch something. But information too late. DJ slips into Palace, doesn't go for it. Doesn't go for it. That could have been a really strong position for the late game. Done damage on the rush, but he's okay. He's good for it. The bomb. The bomb. Tags can't mess up here, and he won't. Sprays perfection.
All right. Yeah, scary for a moment. There were 3 players charging in towards Hex who had the bomb on his back, but his spray was perfect. He hits the top of the scoreboard. Actually, it was already there, but he cements himself at the top with 20 frags now. Helped out a little bit with the Antigua frags, but hey, why not? If you got the opportunity, might as well. 22nd round of play, but here come the rifles once more for ATK. Junior in that Molotov needs to get out of there, and he can't. Missed him, catches him off. The op is down. And now going around here at Underpass, trying to find a target, but ATK looking for that control of mid. They've got 3 players, one from each angle, watching, playing sentry here. EG have managed to rebuff them enough, Mike, that they might give up these spots, and indeed they are. They're falling back to the A site. Missed him, still around connector, and George just barely clinging to life there.
Look, he can still headshot with 4 HP, but he's not going to be able to stick around very long. This is a great start for ATK, and look at this. They're going to start to take some aggression here at A main. They want this information, allow them to rotate players if they get this vision in and realize that it's clear. And that's exactly what's going to happen. You see Mistim starting to float. He wants to go into support DJ. Now, it may be too late. That smoke from DJ could be critical here. If he can delay them at all, likely they'll come through it. They've got the flashbangs for it. He's jump spotting right now. But Mistim's already in the angle. Bowden's even thinking about floating over. Supporting them catwalk. They're pretty confident that there's no one up here based on Bowden's angle. And so in towards the site it goes. Kill galore. They know someone's gotten out. They've even got the read on this. George gets one. DJ's maneuvering, just trying to stay alive. Trying to stay alive for his teammates to get activated, and he'll be able to do no such thing. Still, the site's encircled. The bomb is going down. Wreck could be massive here coming through from the apartments. And, well, they barely need him, but they need him all the same.
Yeah, it's important to have him in that position, but a nice little control there towards the latter part of that round on the retake for ATK. Wreck, of course, helping out with from the apartments, and that'll be that. Tied up again, 11-11, and I mean, just a cacophony of frags coming through there into the apartments from ATK. I mean, riddling evil geniuses with bullets. I'm surprised they even get the bomb planted after that display. And it's thanks to the efforts of George and Walco. But, I mean, George, in the early goings of the round, right, at Underpass, catching so much damage that he really couldn't contribute more than that one at the end of the day. Tied up again we are. And pretty much full buys on both sides. Yeah, I was channeling Yoda there.
We are. Feel the force, Bowden Master must to up. High ping with.
I just wanted to hear your Yoda impression, Mike. That's why I set you up for
Source 2
that.
beta playtest. I am not in. Master Yoda is 900 years old. Playtest comes soon, or Yoda will croak. Please, Gaben, give it to me.
Me too.
I may not be Master Yoda, but Or force user, if you know what I mean. Ah, George using the force, flying right in. What a play off the run boost. 2 for the price of 1. That is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Evil Geniuses.
That's certainly a force jump if I've ever seen one there. Flying through the air and helping Evil Geniuses gain that advantage. Rek, Bowden, and DJ are still standing, but it is all up to Rek in this situation. He has stood tall in the past when he's been challenged, but this is going to be quite the task he has ahead himself. Bowden will be able to support if he gets the call early enough to come back in the jungle, but right now, he's not really in position to help Rek. He's going to get sectioned off by the smoke as well. Fires a blind shot, but Rek, so much pressure on. He delivers again, gets the headshot onto Rush. Rush and only 13 seconds left.
That flashbang was nearly just in the nick of time. Still the time, that could be the issue. They have to plant this bomb. They have to plant, and forcing the play through. DJ's brought it down to just the one. Hex, has he got it? He's got the first, but a swing! No! DJ ran out of bullets! He ran out of bullets, John!
Oh, no!
The A1S did him dirty!
Oh, man. Well, if there were ever a case for the A4 to be switched towards, it's that, right? Not enough bullets in his magazine to get that frag. One more would have been enough. But he ran out, and Hex is able to capitalize with his 21st and 22nd frag of the match, leading the charge for the Evil Geniuses. What a great time to find it. The back and forth seesaw ride continues here between these two squads on Mirage. And now the pistols for ATK will be brought out. Missed him. A chance here towards mid to connect on to George, but misses both his shots. And will continue to challenge. Junior almost finishes him off, but tags him in the leg down to 17 here.
It's a nice one to find, right? I mean, yes, it's just the pistols, it's just the eco, but reminder, on Inferno, both of these teams pulled off an eco round. A little bit more than this to show for it.
Yeah.
But it's still, you're never going to turn your nose up at damage early into a round. Doesn't matter what the opponent's holding. DJ, cheeky angle, cheeky angle, cheeky angle. Doesn't matter. Hexed. Wise to his games. No one's cooking in the kitchen but Hexed. What do you think he'd make? I think Hex is a pancakes kind of guy or a waffle.
I would say pancakes.
We'll have to ask him if we get an interview.
Yeah.
X continuing to do damage. Missed him making some noise at least. And Swisher still in the back here. Now he's revealed his position. Was going to say he's got a cheeky angle, but this was to set up Rek. Uh-oh. This round's not done. Bomb plant they can't deny. Rek was wary of the flanks and getting pressed forward, but now he's going to get caught. Good angle for George. And this should be just about over.
Nah,
There was some
USP clutch.
cheeky possibilities there, John.
No.
All good.
I mean, he could have taken down Hex, maybe. But at the end of the day, Evil Geniuses will take a 13th round. They extend their lead to 2, and another timeout being called here. It's ATK once more, and that's 1, 2, 3. Is that all 4 timeouts? No. Let me double check here. Actually, yeah, because they called one in the first half, so that's their last timeout coming through here. I don't know if ATK wants to see a map 3 on Vertigo.
No, they definitely do not. Vertigo, if we get to it. Would like to finish things off.
Not their best. They lost 9-16 a little while ago against MIBR on it, and before that, EG White lost 6-16 on Vertigo.
I think this is also one of those situations where we legitimately do have to consider fatigue as being a factor if this turns into a 3-map series. You've got Bowden playing super late into the night. It is now, I think, it's either 6 or 5 hours. I think it's still 5 hours ahead because
5 hours, I believe.
Lack of daylight savings time. So it's 4 a.m.?
Yes.
4 a.m. For Bowden. So that's a little painful, but he's a gamer. He can game. And then you've got everybody else. DJ.Swisher missed him coming off of travel days. So they would very much like to finish this in 2. If EG can bring it to a 3rd, I think the odds swing massively in their favor.
Yeah, I agree. Not to mention, I think EG's a little bit better on Vertigo than ATK, even though they don't play it that much. I would still give them the edge, not to mention, as you were talking about, the fatigue settling in for ATK will be a problem. All right, well, Evil Genius is going to go to the right site. Only one player here, that's DJ with the A1S. He's going to throw a smoke, but I mean, that's not going to deter EG at all. They charge forward, the flashes are good. There's one player at Cat, Swisher doing a lot of damage, and they're making this work. DJ gets a couple at the very least, making this very viable on the retake for ATK. Oh my goodness, can Walco?
Walco in mid. What is Walco doing? He's
free.
riding through. Bowden found, but now they know the Walco's not close at hand. If they get this out quick, Junior, that's a big find on. Still missed him. No, he's got him pressure. Junior's up to the test. Not enough pressure to make him crack an EG. They're now just a stone's throw away from taking us to that vertigo, taking us the distance.
Yeah, that Walco play is honestly the difference maker. He slips through in between the players that are trying to rotate for ATK and catches Bowden off for free. Bowden was just trying to section off the players onto B. Didn't have any type of inkling that someone would be on his flank, and Walco delivers an important frag to give Evil Geniuses a 14th round, a 3-round lead, and of course ATK, they've got to save for overtime. Deagles across the board, but only one player has armor, and they're getting picked apart already. Rec manages to get one onto George, but I think he's going to get traded. Indeed, he tries to pick up the rifle, and it's just, well, not the right idea.
Not happening.
Can't blame him, but yeah.
It's being watched. Low percentage rounds. You need to find those edges. Not finding the edge here. Finding the edge of possibility and going over it. John, that was not a possibility. Swisher, though. Oh, my goodness. He swung it. He's got an AK. Hand delivered. This time he didn't have to go into the fray to find it. That's going to leave DJ in a 1v2. First player spotted. Knows where the second is as well. DJ's got the information. We talked about him in these late game scenarios. He's looking for that AK, and it's not close at hand. Now he's found one. The rifle was blown back. To realize, flashbang to clear it off, but no one peeking off of it. The op holding the line. Junior, a sure pair of hands here for this EG team, and they just need one more.
And I mean, the difference here between Inferno, of course, is that George is also activated, and he's got 18 frags. There's very little that separates all 5 players here on EG. Everyone has contributed at one point or another. Hext has been standing above the rest of his squad at times, but no one has really been a weak spot, and that's when Evil Geniuses shines the most. I'd say any team shines the most, but EG in particular. So they have a chance here. 4 opportunities to close this one out. ATK had the same in regulation on Inferno. We ended up in overtime. Let's see if that's the case here once more. George manages to get one onto Mistim after his teammate falls by the wayside. We have a 4v4 here, a chance to plant the bomb, but it's still hanging back towards ramp. They need to find a way to get this bomb towards the site, but they want to make sure things are clear before sending him on forward.
Only one more smoke. Only one more smoke for this T side. I think a lot's going to come down to Hext making his way up mid.
Yeah.
He's wary that there could have been the apps push as well, but ATK haven't actually seen anything for a while, so they're going to start to spread out here. Damage back onto Junior. Does that keep his third player close at hand? They're giving a lot of space for a bomb plant to happen.
I say you throw the Molotov for CT and the smoke for connector, but Hext, maybe you don't need that smoke for connector because of where Hext is.
Let's see. He's being held for. Swisher's watching it. He's expecting the underpass play, but could snap over. Clearing in, and Swisher does exactly that. That was a must-get kill. Putting so much pressure on towards Hext, and now, well, Walker's found the jungle position, but planting this bomb, that's going to be a tough test. Nades making it uncomfortable. Swisher can just pop and shot, spam, and it's going to be Wreck instead to drop that 20 seconds. Now they know they have to chase one direction, or they're goners. Swisher, he's just wasting time, but time is enough. All onto this one man, and Walco, he is put down into the dust. At least one more chance to fight here for ATK.
That's just hanging on tooth and nail for ATK. Swisher was so locked into underpass, and sometimes when you get in that situation, you just don't have the wherewithal to snap back if a player comes from a different direction. But Swisher, his wits about him, instant flick towards Hext and takes him down, eliminating that threat, making it a lot easier for ATK to hang onto that site. Not to mention, Rec came through, denied the bomb plant, and after that, EG, they were just reeling, trying to get it down to dirt, but couldn't. Junior, One boost potentially. No, he just boosted up looking for an angle, and he hits the shot onto Swisher. Bowden looking for the immediate trade, and he won't get it. What a shot from Walco.
That's a ripper. This would be a stinger of a way to lose it. And it looks like it's going that way.
No.
Hex gets another. Now he's got the sight. They're going to bring the bomb on over. This is catastrophe for ATK. What can they find? Rack.
Missed him.
That's the one.
Missed him.
Close up. The gun barrel would betray him, though. That's the problem. Yes! Indeed, it does. Missed him. Dropped on down. It's all onto Rack now. And he's being flanked. He has no idea, but George is working his way through. If he goes catwalk, George is going to be able to control this. Well, he's giving it up, but this is still an eye-on impossibility. At least an avenue allowed back in. Rek's been good. They need greatness now. And it's not going to happen. Junior won't even let him pass the first check. Evil Geniuses, they're taking us to a third. We're headed to Vertigo here, John, and now we got to talk about that stamina factor. We got to talk about the difficulties that ATK face from geography, from time zone, from coming off of the travel from Pro League. Now, endurance becomes a real question.